Hi, I started a new video series to learn about Visualforce pages, and today is episode 2. And if you missed my episode 1, I'm gonna give the link in the I button as well as in the video description. So just check that video first and then continue with this video. Hi, my name is Siddharth and welcome to my channel Tech Trivia. In today's episode, we are going to learn that how you can display list of records on Visualforce page, and we are going to use standard controller. So it's basically we are gonna use standard set controller that gives you list of records. So you can display list of records without Apex code. We are also going to learn how you can add the pagination, because when you are displaying list of records, you want user to navigate through the pages. So without any further delays, just log in your Salesforce account and let's get started. All right, guys. So after you logged in your Salesforce org, in the URL, you just need to remove whatever it is after salesforce.com or force.com. Then make sure there is a slash, then apex in the lowercase, slash opti list, O capital, L capital, and then hit enter. As we are already using the development mode, so we can easily access any Visualforce page by adding the page name in the URL. And you see that because we do not have OptiList page and therefore this error, but there is an option to create a new page right from here. If you don't see this error, then I would suggest to go through the first episode where I have demonstrated how you can enable the development mode for yourself so that you can also create a Visualforce page from a URL. So click on this link, create page OptiList, and then you see the congratulations message. Lower left corner in the bottom panel, click on OptiList name, the button, and you notice there is the code that is being run for this page. Right. So let's remove whatever it is there between the page tag and then add a standard controller, opportunity, and also add record set var OptiList. Now, what's the record set var? Record set var is a variable you're gonna declare, and this variable gives you the list of records of the standard controller type. In this case, opportunity. So you're gonna get list of opportunities in OptiList variable. Okay, var stands for like variable. And then we're gonna start with apex form, and then within form we're gonna declare a page block, and then in the page block we're gonna add page block table. So because OptiList gives you list of records, so you either need like a page block table or list table, or you can also use like HTML table, because you wanna display them, you want to display those opportunities in kind of a list view, right? Now table has got two required attributes. One is value, and value is basically the variable we declared above. So because we need to bind it, so curly brace, exclamation sign, and OptiList, the variable name, and then we're going to declare a variable here, OPP. So that's just gonna point, or that's gonna just gives you a single opportunity from the list. Now table has columns, so let's add column, value, opp.name. Similarly, we're gonna add like 4 columns: opp.account.name, opp.stage name, and the last column we're gonna add amount. Let's save it, and as soon as you save the page, you see the table is displayed. All of the opportunities are there in the table, and because you are adding 4 columns: opportunity name, account name, stage, and amount, right? And now, but if you notice this, these are the just the first 20 records. How about the, because in my org there are more than 20, so we need to add pagination, like previous, next buttons, so that the user can easily browse through the previous set of records or the next set of records. And then we want to display this previous, next buttons above and below the table, like how Salesforce standard page has got the buttons in Classic, right? So we're gonna add page block buttons. So as you add the components, your component will be rendered from left to right, right? So left hand side we want previous button, right? So apex command button value previous action, oops. So action we need to bind with the controller, and as you are using like list of records, so you can easily reference the standard previous or next action over here. So curly braces, exclamation sign, previous. Let me copy the command button tag and just change the value from previous to next, and action will be next. Let me save, and you notice the previous and next buttons are added on the above and below the table. Now one more thing we will add is, like, if the user is on the first page, there is no point to display the previous button, and when user is on the last page, because there are no next set of records, so it doesn't look good to get next button enabled, right? So what we're going to do is, on first page we're going to disable the previous button, on the last page we're going to disable the next button. So for that we're going to add a line of code in the command button tag, disable, and then we're going to call as previous equals false. So we're saying that has previous is a standard method. When you call this method, it returns a boolean value. So if there is a previous page or previous set of records, it will return true. So you're saying that if has previous is false, then disable the previous button. And then similarly, you're gonna also add disable property for the next button as well. Curly braces, exclamation sign, has next equals false. So same thing, if there are no next page, then let's disable the next button. And now you notice if I minimize the code panel, the previous button got disabled. If I click on the next button, you'll see the next set of records, and now next button is disabled. So yeah, user understands that okay, this is the last page, there is no next page, and previous is enabled. So if I again click on previous, you see the previous set of records. All right, so now next thing I want to do is right now opportunity name is in the text format. So let's create a link so that user can click on any of this opportunity and can review the details like the entire record page. All right. So for that, we need to add an output link tag, but because the table only understands columns, so we're gonna add column tag first, and then we're gonna also write a closing column tag. So far you notice in all other columns we are just writing column in the beginning and there is a slash at the end, right? But for this one, because we want to wrap our output link in the column, so I added two tags. One is opening tag, apex column, and then slash apex column. That's a closing tag. Between them, I'm gonna write apex output link, and then now if you have ever created a link in Gmail or Outlook or maybe in like doc file, so you know that you can display some text and then you set a URL behind the text so that user can click on that text and user can hit to the URL, right? User will be redirected to the URL. So we want to display the name of opportunity. So we're gonna write opp.name between the output link, and the value we want to set is the ID, because if you know that whenever you open an opportunity, especially in Classic, it will be like salesforce.com slash an opportunity ID, right? So we're gonna use that opp.id, but we need to also include a slash. So like before curly brace, I'm gonna add a slash because that's a part of the URL. I'm building a URL because when you use output link, it by default understands the base URL. Now, what's a base URL? It's basically uh, the domain that you see in the URL, whichever org you are on, and then like force.com, wherever you say like force.com, salesforce.com, then slash, the first slash after the domain name, that's the base URL, right? So that base URL is already been considered. So you just need to append an opportunity ID, and before that it's slash, right? So that's how it will look like. And then we're going to also add a target attribute where you want to open this link. All right, so it's like if you have created a target in HTML, so like whether you want to open the same page or a new page, or like if you have like multiple tabs like the parent tab, child tab, then where you want to open this basically. So we're gonna say underscore blank because we want to open this in a blank uh, page. Let's save it, and you notice there is the first column, that is basically the link, and the column header is missing, right? You see the second column, there is opportunity name, but the first column is missing the header. Let me add a header there. So I'm gonna call header value, and I'm gonna call business deal. And then I don't need the second column because it's already there, right? It's the same value, like right hand side, the second column is text value, and the one that we just created is it's a link. Let me save it, and you notice now again 4 columns, but first column is the link. Let me click on Edge SLA link and see whether it's getting open correctly or not. It is. Look at the URL. It's a salesforce.com/ and the ID of Edge SLA opportunity. right? Let me try the another one, Jenny.sla, and boom, you see that opportunity is getting open. All right, so it's all working. So this is about it. I'm gonna include the code in the on my GitHub repo, and the link I'm gonna add in the video description. So no need to worry about the code. You simply copy paste from my GitHub repository. All right, great. Hope- I hope this video adds value in your Salesforce knowledge. And if you like this video, then please hit the like button and share it with others. And if you are new to the channel, then click subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notified for all my upcoming videos. And if you have any other suggestions, please drop your comment on this video. All right, so just to summarize, today we learn about how you can use standard SetController and display list of records on Visualforce page without writing a single line of Apex code. We also learn the pagination like previous and next buttons using which user can browse through the next set of records or the previous set of records if there are. We also learn that how you can create a link using output link tag. So that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week with a new learning topic.